Yeah, I came in 1957, hired by the University of Tennessee Music Department to teach primarily clarinet and some saxophone and music theory. Music theory and composition and clarinet performance is what I majored in at LSU. I'd always played jazz since I was 10 or 11 years old, one way or another, or tried to play. Yeah, it was classical clarinet. I studied that at LSU and spent several summers in New York studying with some big-time teachers and players. I think I've always been attracted to music. The first real exposure to it came when I was 10 years old. This is 1940. And my dad took me and my sister and a friend of my sister's and my mother in a 1937 Chevy to the San Francisco World's Fair. We stopped and saw all, Grand Canyon, Petrified Forest, all the sights on the way. Hoover Dam, and we got to the fairgrounds and out on Treasure Island, and we were walking toward the rides, which I wanted to go to, and we passed a band shell with some seats out and a sign, Benny Goodman will play here at 2 o'clock. So we went down to the rides for a few minutes, and I didn't want to leave them, but the girls insisted. They were 16, jitterbugs. So we went back to hear Benny Goodman, and I remember they started playing, and I was just absolutely awestruck. I couldn't believe what was going on. I said, that's great. I had taken violin for a year till the teacher moved out of town, which they blamed me for. So anyway, I went back that fall, 1940, and got a clarinet in the band, got in the band. We got together about 1959 and started a big band devoted to playing mainly big band jazz. That's what we named the Jazz Giants, and that's when, 1959. There were maybe 5 or 6 students in the band. And of course they were not jazz majors since that didn't exist at the time, and we rehearsed and played some concerts at the southwest corner of 17th and Cumberland on the Strip. There's a new building there, well, a relatively new building there now, but originally there was a bigger building there called the Townhouse, and on the right side of it was a small bar area called the Blue Note, and small groups played in there. That's where I first met Rocky Winder and Lance Owens and some guys that I knew. They were playing in there one night while we were rehearsing in the Jazz Giants in the big hall. And so we went over to hear them and meet them.
And it was a restaurant and club. And he had Ellington, Basie, Kenton, and oh God, I mean just everybody who was somebody played in that place. And we played in this little place out to the side of the bar called the Blue Note. And incidentally, I have a picture. Rocky's on that picture too, by the way. Yeah, I have a picture that was made in the Blue Note. And we, the bands that had played that night would come over and sit in with us, or we'd go over and sit in with them.
My name is Edwin Rocky Winder, and it's spelled Edwin, E-D-W-I-N, Winder, W-Y-N-D-E-R, and you know you can spell Rocky, R-O-C-K-Y, okay. The Jazz Giants, I tell you how we hooked up the Jazz Giants, is that me and Bill Scarlett, when he first came to Knoxville, I met Billy, and I was playing, I can't remember the name of the place now, and Billy came in. And we met, and so Billy called me up one morning and said, hey man, we're gonna start the UT Jazz Giants. I said, man, you know we're not, we're not for, students of UT, undergraduates or nothing. He said, I don't care. He said, we're gonna name it the UT Jazz Giants. And that's when it started.
I was impressed with both of them. They're completely different style players. Rocky is a very aggressive, kind of, I don't know what you call it, like Dexter Gordon type player. And Lance is a soft-spoken type player, kind of like Lester Young. They both play great. Neither one of them are bothered with reading music. And so they've learned, on their own by ear. And it's remarkable. Yeah, I was impressed with both of them. Still am.